If you have seen the Superman trailer, you know this time around it's going to be different. There are so many hidden details from his superdog to a giant breathing axolotl on steroids, to moments so small you can't even notice them unless you watched it 27 times like I did. So let's dive straight into it. When James Gunn became the creative head of DC Studios, he took Superman in a different direction from Zack Snyder's dark and gritty version, which many Superman fans didn't like. However, I don't think fans expected that Gunn's Superman would wear his underpants on the outside. The costume throws it back to the golden, silver, and bronze comic versions of the hero, and the newest Superman actor, David Corenswet, thinks that it is incredible. However, I don't really know how to feel about it yet. What do you guys think? Let me know below. The trailer opens with Superman badly hurt and bleeding, and soon introduces us to the first ever live-action portrayal of Krypto, who helped rescue the Big Blue. The big question is, who could have hurt Superman that badly? The trailer does reveal a couple of villains who could have done this, but before I start talking about them, let's talk about Clark Kent and Lois Lane. From the trailer, Clark and Lois wouldn't start as strangers, and Lois possibly already knows about Clark being Superman. Having her in his life seems more important than ever, because as this trailer indicates, Superman's about to go through some serious pain. And no one's happier about that than Lex Luthor, who hates Superman and is committed to making the hero suffer nonstop. All that stress of planning to destroy Superman must have made his hair fall out. In one shot of the trailer, Lex carries a massive revolver which, unless it contains kryptonite bullets, would be useless against Superman. Has Lex already gotten his hands on the one thing that can really hurt Superman? The trailer reveals that Lex's company name is Luthor Corp, a nod to the TV series Smallville. Although in Smallville, Lex later renamed Luthor Corp to LexCorp. Maybe a similar change would happen in the new DC universe. That would be cool. But you know what's even cooler? A detail hiding in plain sight. When we got introduced to Luthor Corp, there was someone on the company's roof. And according to Gunn himself, that character is the Engineer, a genius technopath and a member of the superhero team, the Authority. Gunn has promised that the Authority will get their own movie. So this Superman movie could be a setup for the Authority movie, just as it could be for the other heroes that appear in the trailer. Like Lex, the trailer shows that not many people in Metropolis are fans of Superman. One guy even threw a can at him as he entered Stag Industries. That guy should be thankful Superman isn't Homelander. Stag Industries is owned by Simon Stagg, a corrupt and power-hungry businessman with no problem conducting ethically questionable experiments and corporate schemes. It could be Superman dealing with one of Stagg's experiments that made him enter the Stag industry in the first place. Right after he enters the building, he is joined by the trio of Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and the third smartest man in the DC universe, Mr. Terrific, wearing what looks like a white jetpack. Also, Hawkgirl isn't wearing her iconic yellow and green, and while Guy Gardner has his classic bowl haircut, he is not wearing his Green Lantern uniform. Instead, they both wear the white and black color scheme of Mr. Terrific's costume. They look like they are in a team, and my first guess would have been that they are members of the Justice Society of America. However, the Justice Society wouldn't require them to wear matching uniforms. They could be the DC Universe's version of the Terrifics, which Mr. Terrific would lead. In the comics, the Terrifics are unique heroes who tackle extraordinary challenges. And this brings us to another hero that briefly appeared in the trailer, Metamorpho. Metamorpho could also be joining Mr. Terrific's team. He was part of it in the comics, so it would be interesting to see if he does the same in the movie. This would be the first time Metamorpho would be making a live-action appearance, and according to his official look, he is very similar to his comic book counterpart. Whether that team would be the Terrifics is unclear, but according to leaked photos and Guy Gardner's Super Bowl ad, they are linked to Sean Gunn's supervillain character, Maxwell Lord. Those leaked photos and the ad reveal a logo on the uniform that Mr. Terrific and the others wore. That logo belongs to Lord's company, Lord Tech. There are rumors that Lord will play a significant role in the film, and this role could involve sponsoring superhero teams just like Lord did in the comics. It's good that there is a team of heroes to back Superman up because he has to deal with many things, including giant monsters. There is a souped-up fire-breathing axolotl which bathes the Big Blue in fire, and there's another monster that looks like a giant eyeball shooting destructive lasers at Metropolis. Gunn sure loves his giant monsters, but Superman doesn't. At the same time that the eyeball was destroying the city, he looked like he was rizzing Lois up. The monster just had to interfere with his super rizz. It's good that Superman has those special moments with Lois, because as the trailer showed, he would suffer a deep loss. That loss wouldn't be that of Pa Kent, who also appeared in the trailer, sharing an emotional moment with his adopted son. Although with the things I have seen in this trailer so far, I wouldn't be surprised if something did happen to him. We'd have to wait for the final trailer or the movie to confirm. The loss that Superman suffered that I am talking about is the destruction of a robot. It looks like someone attacked his Fortress of Solitude and destroyed a robot, which could be the on-screen version of Kalex, the robot caretaker of Superman's Fortress of Solitude. Could Lex be the person who did this? That guy's bald head is full of wicked ideas, but Stag and Lord could play a part in this. Going by the comics, those two always have plans that the presence of Superman constantly interrupts. Also, Lex in the comics likes to partner up with anyone he believes will help him take down Superman. So it could be the three of them, but in my opinion, it was Lex who personally supervised this destruction. I have my reasons for this, which I will share soon. Mourning over the destruction of his robot shows the soft, emotional, and empathetic side of Superman that many fans have been asking for, But could we see a slightly darker side of Superman where he just snaps? There is no hint of that in the trailer, but considering what he went through in just those few scenes, his crash out would be understandable. There's just so much pressure, like having to involve himself in an international incident. The trailer showed a GBS News Channel's headline about Baravian troops amassing at border. Superman has engaged Baravian troops in the comics, so I think he could do the same in the movie. He could also have the help of Mr. Terrific and the others. Speaking of Terrific, we get to see how his T-spheres would work when he used them to create a force field around himself to prevent some soldiers from killing him. Superman can't say the same for himself because in another part of the trailer, a superpowered man wearing black is determined to kill him. That superpowered man and Superman battled in and destroyed an empty stadium. One of the things some fans didn't like about Snyder's Superman is that there is too much death when he fights. So, having this fight in an empty stadium could be Gunn's way of showing how different and aware his Superman is about not putting people in danger because of his fights. The superpowered being in black is supposed to be DC's take on the supervillain Ultraman. This is where things can get a little tricky for Gunn's movie. Ultraman in the comics is Superman's evil version from another Earth in the DC multiverse. Imagine Superman but in reverse. Ultraman is not only immune to kryptonite, but it also makes him more powerful, while the sun makes him weak. This could be why Ultraman is wearing an all-black suit. According to leaked set pictures, Ultraman is even wearing thick, dark glasses, and this could be to prevent the sun from touching his eyes. That is extreme, but in the comics, Ultraman did even more extreme things to avoid exposure to sunlight. In his own universe, he blocked the sun with the moon. However, this Ultraman shouldn't be from the DC multiverse. With all the heroes and villains, introducing a multiverse plot point right now is definitely too much. Still, I am curious to know the direction Gunn wants to take with this Ultraman in the movie. Ultraman could be a metahuman with a grudge against Superman, or a clone of Superman. In the Superman Red Sun comics, Lex created a clone of Superman named Bizarro. Bizarro is an imperfect clone and his looks are far from that of the handsome Superman, but he is equal to Superman in strength. His ugly looks could be another reason for the all-black gear. Whether a clone of Superman or not, some behind-the-scene pictures show that this man in black would arrest Superman. Maybe this is why we see Superman breaking out of a glass box prison in the trailer. A sneak peek was released after the teaser trailer and provided some context to some of the scenes in the teaser trailer. We get to see that Krypto is not entirely a good doggy. He almost crushed Superman's remaining bones, which weren't broken, when he rescued Big Blue. Then we get to see the complete Fortress of Solitude, which isn't just a permanent structure in the Arctic. It buries itself into the icy terrain when Superman isn't there and erupts from the ice when he comes around. This new Fortress of Solitude draws heavily from the early Superman comics, and it is a beautiful merge of the Silver Age comic and the 1978 Superman movie versions. There are several robots or automatons, as they like to call themselves. They maintain the fortress, and their duty also extends to making sure Superman is doing well. When Krypto took the badly hurt Superman to the fortress, these automatons were the ones that analyzed his wounds and treated him. This part of the sneak peek showed why the destruction of a robot hurt Superman. Also, I don't think it was Calyx that got destroyed. I think it was 12, an automaton who, according to the sneak peek, was recently created. Also, I am sure Lex was the one who destroyed the robot. A released set picture of Lex wearing winter clothing with Ultraman standing behind him indicates this. They could have taken a trip to the Arctic, and Lex found the Fortress of Solitude before destroying it. This is a theory for now, but it looks plausible. Speaking of destruction, it looks like the Eye Monster wasn't just destroying the city for fun, but attacking Guy Gardner. So just before the Eye Monster shot down a laser, what looked like a green pulse of energy first struck at his Guy, that as of now is capable of shooting green blasts. This teaser trailer and the sneak peek show how vastly different this Superman movie will be, and there will be more to see in the upcoming trailer. What part of the trailer blew your mind the most? Krypto, Metamorpho, that axolotl beast, Lex's bald head, or Ultraman? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's nerd out together.